Hello everyone, and welcome to Introduction to OPCloud. In this session, we're talking about OPCloud settings. In order to get to OPCloud setting, we have two ways. We can go from the main menu, clicking on OPCloud settings, or clicking on the gear button near the name of your modeler and getting to the setting. Let's do it now. Here you can see the options of using the setting. Some options are privileged only to admins and other high-profile users. Let's go over the common settings. We have our own profile. We can see the name, the address, and the access that we have. We can change our name by using the URL and giving ourselves a different icon. Finishing, we should click Save Changes. If we want to reset our password, clicking on the Reset Password will send an email to our email address with instruction how to reset password. If you are using SSO, this will not be optionable. The OPL setting gives us a difference to control OPL. First of all, we can select which language we want the OPL to be presented. We have many languages and keep adding more and more with time. We see we have Chinese, French, German, Korean, and more. Later on, we can set the thing's default essence. This getting the organizational default value, but you can change it to your own preferences. For example, the default here is physical. I can select if, for example, I'm working on a software system, which is informatical by nature, to change it to informatical. Automatically, it is changed and saved. The OPL essence sentences are shown with two options. I can show all OPL for all things or only for non-default things. What it means that if, for example, the essence is informatical, I will not see the OPL sentence object is informatical, only if it's not the default, meaning only if it's physical. I can see the units if it's a computational object. I can see the units, always, hide them, or only when applicable. Same goes for the alias. I can select whether to show the OPL numbering. This is the same button that we see in the OPL pane. I can select whether or not the auto format will be automatically selected or not as default. I can select whether or not I want to show highlight of OPL when I hover on the OPD, or when to show highlight OPD when I'm hovering the OPL. And I can see if I want to sync the color of the OPL and the OPD. This is for more advanced user. They want to export their model and show that emphasis on the diagram will not be reflected in the OPL. Currently, if I'm changing the color, for example, of the text of an object, it will also be changed in the OPL. I can always reset it to default. Next is the general OPCloud settings. We have the autosave time interval. Autosaving by default occurs every 5 minutes. I can set it to a longer or shorter time period. I can select if I want to see the time precision of the decimal point, 2 points after the decimal. I can select whether I want OPCloud to show me spell checking or use my own browser. I can select whether to show the notes by default, yes or no. This is also connected to the button of the notes that we've seen in the secondary toolbar. I can see the OPD names or a short name if I don't want to show them. And log sharing when applicable, meaning that you will help us in OPCloud. If there is any issue, we'll get notification automatically and we can try to solve it. We have more advanced features like connection to ROS or MQTT, and those are the default value, and you can change them to your own machine according to your needs. And you can change the style setting. This is the default style setting of OPCloud, meaning we're using Arial font with font size 14, and those are the colors of an object or process. If you will change it, any object or process that you will create from now on will be created with those default settings, meaning it will not change previous object and process, but only newer created one. And again, you can reset it to default. If you have permission to group management or organization management, you will see the option there. We do have the OPCloud manual. Clicking on it will open OPCloud manual and you will see explanation to OPCloud, how to use redo and undo. And we have the analyze model. We have currently two open options to all users. Calculating the model metrics will show us how a model is composed, how depth. Here we see we have 1 OPD, we have 57 visual element, and so on. And we use the Pareto frontier, is a more advanced feature. This is the common OPL settings of OPCloud. Clicking back will take us back to our model. Remember, this is the notes that also connected. This is the numbering. This is the marked things and navigator. Thank you.